Welcome back. This week, Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer announced his retirement from the bench. President Biden assures the country he will honor his pledge that he will nominate a Black woman for the open seat. Fred, who do you think Biden will choose?
I don't have any idea who he will choose. However, I think it's a very critical time in terms of the balance on the court, depending on what your political perspective is, that he would like to get someone who would be of a, how do we say, of a more liberal stance than the current makeup of the Supreme Court. And it is a very, very critical time because the balance of the Senate and whether he gets approval and how soon that approval comes. So I think it's going to be very interesting. And I'm sorry I don't have names off the top of my head, but I'm sure that he will do. And I think I read in the paper this morning that Kamala Harris will be a major driver of this research and present the name, the appropriate person for that slot.
Wow, she's actually going to be working on something this year. Kamala Harris. All right. Sully, do you—
Did I say it correctly?
Kamala, I don't know. I say Kamala. Sully, do you think Biden should have mentioned race when he made his pledge?
Well, to your original question, like Fred, I have no idea who may be nominated, but a nominee will be forthcoming, obviously. And I have to assume that given the narrow majority the Democrats have in the Senate, and with Biden's, I guess, tanking poll numbers, his administration wants to move quickly on this before the Democrats lose the Senate, which I hope is actually this November. Regarding choosing a judge based on the color of their skin or sex, I think that's just wrong. We need to choose the best person for the job, regardless of race, sex, or religion. Not selecting the most qualified candidate lowers the quality of outcome for all. I mean, this conversation is really equity versus equality. Equality tells us that everyone should be given the same chance at the start, and their success will be based on their effort and innate abilities. Equity, on the other hand, promotes equality of outcome, which we all know is not possible. So Fred, would you like to play a game of basketball? We can talk about that. Just kidding.
Well, I need to say something about equity. And that would be, what you just said would be true if our history were equitable from the beginning. And I don't have to get into that whole historical lesson. So that I think it is important to have balance. And that's what we're talking about here on the Supreme Court. And he was very direct about that. So I can't agree that it shouldn't be considered an item. And I'm actually pleased that he said it very directly. That's my opinion.
We all have to agree that different people have different strengths and weaknesses. And a person's outcome is strongly dependent upon their abilities and their innate efforts. I mean, and whereas I understand your point, Fred, but if everybody has different abilities and puts forth different efforts. And I think that is the key to who should be selected for the highest court in the land.
Well, it is unfortunate that the Supreme Court justice will be scrutinized because the president made color the most important issue over her abilities. So that's what I have to say about that.